Yields back. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Meuser, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This past week, House Republicans passed the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act, which ensures that biological men cannot compete in women's and girls' sports. Makes sense to about 99% of America. The idea that we even need a bill like this is disturbing in itself. Think about it. We're debating whether boys or men should compete against girls or women in athletics, all athletics. When Title IX was enacted back in 1972, Mr. Speaker, it opened the doors for women and girls to have equal opportunities in sports. When Title IX was enacted back in 1972, it opened the doors for women and girls to have equal opportunities in sports. It's worth repeating. Before Title IX, women's sports were almost non-existent. But since then, we've seen great progress. Women's sports have flourished, and we've seen amazing accomplishments in basketball, soccer, swimming, and so much more. Athletes like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Simone Biles, Lindsey Vonn are now household names, inspiring young girls everywhere. Yet we've been faced with a narrow but loud group of activists and media who think it's acceptable for a 6'4" biological male to compete against an average-sized, yet athletic woman in sports. Let's be clear, it's not acceptable. And it's not acceptable to force women to share a locker room with a biological man, forcing them to shower and change together. And this is not an overstatement, Mr. Speaker. It's happening. And it's traumatizing to women and girls to have a man walking around naked in their locker room or spiking a volleyball full force into their face. This failed ideological social experiment is disrupting the very fabric of what Title IX was designed to protect. One example, without mentioning names, is a male swimmer who was ranked 554th among male athletes, but became the top-ranked woman in women category swimmer in the nation. Caitlyn Jenner. We go back to Caitlyn Jenner. As Bruce Jenner competed in the Olympics, won the decathlon. As Caitlyn Jenner, she stated, that if she would have transitioned earlier, she would have won every gold medal. So clearly it's not fair. This does not respect the hard work, dedication, sacrifices made by female athletes. And this was a common sense bill. And there was a right way and a wrong way to vote on it. In my view, as stated earlier, 99% of Americans agree that men and boys should not be competing in women's and girls' sports, which is why my Republican colleagues and I voted to pass this bill yesterday, with only 2 Democrats voting along with us. That's kind of disturbing in itself. Our Republican Congress will continue to stand with women throughout this Congress and advocate for the protection of their rights. I yield back, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman,